Yo, what up? It's your boy Burnell Washburn with another quick episode of Creative Success. I got the heater vents blowing my hair back, all luxurious like a hair commercial and shit. Not really. But anyway, quick episode of Creative Success to add a little empowerment and inspiration to your week. We got Christmas coming up, almost the end of the year. I know I'm getting excited as fuck for 2018 because it's always like nice to have that feeling of a new start and feeling like there's a new chance, and it's a good time to fucking overcome some bad habits and create some new habits and set goals and just get inspired for what you really want to create. I should probably turn this down so it's not all background noise and shit. But anyway, today on Creative Success, I want to talk about decluttering your life and your mind as we start approaching the new year. I'm going to do another video probably next week about goal setting and creating a vision for 2018. But I think before we really create our goals and our vision and our resolutions, get all pumped up to just crush it in 2018, I think we need to take time to declutter. Mentally, physically, spiritually. So decluttering your environment has profound effects on your mental clarity, your productivity, and your confidence as well. So if there's just a lot of clutter, a lot of unfinished things, a lot of just unnecessary stuff in your life, whether it's mentally or physically, it can really hold you back from coming up with new creative ideas. It can make you feel lethargic or lazy and unfocused or just stressed out. So I think as we kind of gear up for this new year, I think it's important to declutter a bit. So they say your environment is a physical reflection of your mind state. So if your room or your work environment or your office or whatever, or your car is just super messy, that is showing you that there is some messes inside your mind as well. It doesn't mean that there's like something wrong with you if your shit's not like clean, you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong there. Like, I'm a Virgo, so all my shit's just like nice and tidy and organized most of the time, and I know people in my life that are totally fine with just clutter and mess and stuff everywhere. But really, I think it is a reflection of your mind state and your internal conditions. So if you can go through and just declutter a little bit, I think you'll feel a lot better. I just went through my apartment today, my townhome. It's a townhome, it's not an apartment. I went through my townhome today, and it just feels baller to say townhome. It feels more baller than apartment. But I went through my townhome today and I decluttered. That means I went through every room and every cupboard and every drawer, and I first of all just threw away anything that was garbage, you know, like random shit. Like, how come there's an empty Listerine bottle of mouthwash under my kitchen sink that's been empty for like 3 weeks? Why didn't I just throw it away when I used the last drop, you know? I'm sure you got shit like that laying around your house. Why is there an empty toothpaste thing in the bathroom drawer when I already replaced it and got new toothpaste, you know? So stuff like that. Go through and just get rid of all the trash. I went through my car as well, and just got rid of all the trash that was in there. And then the next thing you do is you go through and you all this stuff that's not trash but that you're not using, and just put it in a pile or a bag to go donate it. So like, I had a bunch of toys that my daughter doesn't play with anymore. I had a bunch of random stuff that I just haven't touched in 2 years, and it's just been sitting in a closet or something, and I realized like, hey, someone else might be able to use this, and it's kind of just taking up space in my shit. So go through, first thing, clean up the trash. Second thing is just get rid of all like the stuff that you're not using and go donate it. And it feels good to donate it and like pay that forward to someone else that could benefit from something that's really just taking up space in your house or your office or your car or whatever. So you declutter those things, and after you've got that done, you feel like refreshed and recharged, and you can even just go through and just do a nice house cleaning, and it always feels super good. I feel more inspired and clear-headed when my environment's clean. I feel like I can be more productive and get more shit done when there's just not a bunch of shit everywhere. So it just always feels good to clean up your situation. And then You want to go through and declutter your mind. So there's all these ideas that we've had throughout the year that we haven't acted on yet. There's all these promises and things that we said we would do that we haven't done yet. So what we need to do is we need to go through and make a mental list of all the things that are either incomplete or things that we just haven't gotten around to yet. So make a list of just like promises you made or things that you said you would do, and just like decide, are these things really important or not? Do I really care about finishing this thing? And just like free yourself from all that shit. Like make a list of all of it, and then just go through and just decide, you know what, I don't even care much about that thing, so I'm just gonna relieve myself from even thinking about that anymore. Or this was a cool business idea, but it's just not the right time, so I'm just gonna eliminate that from my psyche right now and put it in a notebook for later, for a few years down the road when I might be in a better position to tackle something like that. So like just go through and just make that list of everything that you said you do or things you said you wanted to do, and just decide, am I gonna really do these? And if you decide, yes, this one really is important to me, then put it on the motherfucking calendar and plan it. Because if it doesn't get on the calendar, it's just gonna stay in your mind, cluttering up space, and you're never gonna get around to it, and you're gonna have to do this again in a year or 6 months. So go through and just decide, I'm either gonna complete this. If you are gonna complete it, then schedule it. Or hey, it's not the right time, so I'm gonna put this off in my future, for the 2 years down the road in my idea book or whatever. Or like, I'm just gonna say, fuck it, this wasn't even important in the first place, and I'm just gonna eliminate it from my whole mindset and just decide for good that, because sometimes like that is a way of completing something, is just to say, you know what, I'm not gonna do this at all, period. So lots of business ideas, lots of things. If you're like me, you got so many more ideas than you could actually really achieve or take action on. So just decide, schedule it or get rid of it, or delegate it. Find someone else that's maybe better equipped to handle it than you are, and delegate it to them, or pay them to do it for you if it really is important but you don't want to do it. Delegation is just huge, super important to become good at delegating. I'm getting better and better. And then last but not least, the final way to declutter your life is to make a list of promises that you have made, or people that you said you were going to meet up with, or people that you said you were going to, hey man, let's have a sit down. Yo, me and you need to link up and do this. Like, just make a mental list of everything you can think of that fits in that category, and do the same thing. Like, either schedule it or decide it's not important. Just finalize it in some way so it's not taking up any more space. I think we have only so much like mental units and mental space, so we just need to like declutter and get rid of some shit, because it's hard to take on new projects or be clear-headed with new ideas if we have all these other things that we haven't finished yet, or things that we said we wanted to do and we haven't done. Hey, that light just came on and helped out our situation. Thank you, street light. But anyway, declutter your physical space, your mental space, and your spirit. And the way you declutter your spirit is through meditation and nature. There's probably lots of other ways, but those are the two ways I declutter my spirit, is just kind of like, and forgiveness. Forgiveness is a major way to declutter your situation. Just go through and make a list, pull out a piece of paper and make a list of anyone that's like really upset you, or unresolved conflicts or beefs that you have, and just decide, like, put like a finality on it. I don't know if that's even a word. Finalize that shit in some way. Like, either decide, okay, you know what, this thing that happened 4 years ago pissed me off. I'm just gonna rid it from my consciousness for good. It's gone. I'm just gonna totally decide first and foremost that I forgive myself and I forgive that person, and we're done. We're good now. And if it's someone in your life, like a family member or a friend or a colleague or a peer, like, maybe finalize it with them. You don't have to, if you don't want to talk to them, but it can help a lot if you just say, hey, you know what, I just want to let you know I've still kind of been holding resentment towards you over this incident that happened 2 years ago, and I just kind of want to, like, let you know that we're good now. Like, it's water under the bridge. I just want to let you know that, like, I'm no longer going to be affected by that. I'm no longer going to be upset over that thing you did to me or that thing that you said or that conflict that happened between us. Like, we're good now. And just let them know, and it'll help them too. And if you don't really want to talk to them, or you don't have access, or they don't talk to you anymore, like, maybe just write down a piece of paper, like a letter to them, and don't ever send it. Just throw away the letter after you write it. But just say, hey, guess what? This conflict happened between us 2 years ago or 2 months ago, and I've been holding resentment towards you, and I just want to let you know we're good now. I forgive you. I forgive myself. It's water under the bridge. And you'll just feel so much better, even if you don't send a letter to them. Actually, sending the letter helps even more, but if you don't, you can just at least get it out of you onto a paper and release it that way. So, and then the final last step I have for you guys before we get going today, running out of light here and shit, but the final thing I have for you guys, if you really want to declutter your mind, body, and soul, is you need to make a list of all the things that you're just like mad at yourself about. All the things, mistakes that you've made, wrongdoings, shortcomings, things that you procrastinated on, things that you just like kind of made mistakes on, and just write yourself a letter forgiving yourself for all of those things. Just forgive yourself, yo. It's all good. We all make mistakes. We all do dumb shit. We all live in our lower self sometimes instead of our higher self, and there's always times where we're not going to be making the best choices, and we can beat ourselves up over it for months or years, and you know, you might still be mad at yourself about something that you did 2 years ago. So write yourself a letter freeing your energy from that, and just forgiving yourself and saying, you know what, it's a new time. I'm a new person now. I'm not going to beat myself up over this anymore. I'm just going to make better decisions from now on, and I'm going to resolve to not do that again. Obviously, if I felt guilt or been mad at myself about that for this long, then I'm just going to know not to do that shit ever again, and I'm going to know it just doesn't feel good, you know? Whether it's like just bad habits you had, or whether maybe you stole something because you had a scarcity mindset and you don't like being a thief and you felt guilty about it. Like, just decide, make the resolution. I'm not a thief anymore, and I'm not mad at myself about it at all, because I made a mistake, but I'm only human. I still love and respect myself, and I'm just decided I'm never doing that shit again. So that's my tips on how to declutter your mind, your body, and your spirit. You start off with the house and your environment, because that's a reflection of your internal thing, and that can get a huge weight lifted off your shoulder, you know? Just going through and throwing away and donating whatever you're not using anymore, and then cleaning up your space and just tidying up and organizing. And then you're going to make a list of incompletes and things that you need to either delegate, schedule, or just drop altogether or save for later. And you're going to go through and just forgive and make amends, you know, whether it's in person or just on paper, with all the people that you've had problems with. And then last, you're going to make amends with yourself. Forgiveness is freedom. It'll unlock mental clarity and creativity like never before. So there's my tips on how to declutter your mind, body, and spirit, and get prepared to set some goals and some visions for 2018. This has been Burnell Washburn with another episode of Creative Success. If you're resonating with this content, or this message can help anyone else that you know, please pay that shit forward by sending them the link or tagging them below. And if you have anything you want to add to this, and ways that you like to declutter or get ready for a new year, then leave a comment below. I love reading them. I respond to every single one of you guys, and I really love you guys so much for resonating and sharing the content. You guys have been showing so much love on these videos, and I'm gonna keep them coming. Love you guys. Creative Success, Burnell Washburn, over and out. Bless.